These are some of the passive income ideas you need to start considering right now. If you are working a 9 to 5 traditional job and you want to make some passive income on the side, or if you've just been laid off and you need a new stream of income, then this video is for you. I will be rating these passive income ideas using 3 key criteria. Number 1, how hard is it to get started? Number 2, how much money do you need? And number 3, how easy is it to make $100 per week? Let's face it, if you can't make at least $100 per week, then what's the point? We've got to start with the only true passive income out there, dividend investing. If you don't know what that means, think of it as the money you get paid by owning a piece or shares of a company without actually selling those shares. Basically, the company rewards you quarterly or yearly for owning their shares and having faith in them. And as an added bonus, you also get the benefit when the shares goes up in value. But in order to get this benefit, you actually have to sell those shares. But here's the thing, if you're trying to get the best dividend stocks for those sweet dividends, be ready to dig deep into financial statements, PE ratios, and things like financial accounts. Something most people do, which I think makes a lot of sense, is to invest in stocks that are ranked as dividend kings. These are stocks that have not only paid the dividends, but have actually increased it for 50 years in a row. I'm referring to companies like Coca-Cola, P&G, Johnson & Johnson. And under that, you have the dividend aristocrats. These are stocks that have increased their dividends for 25 consecutive years. Examples of this include ExxonMobil, AT&T, and IBM. But if you are like me, and by that I mean if you are lazy and you just want to sit on the couch all day playing video games, then rather than researching individual company, I'll just invest in an ETF or some index fund. And no, I'm not talking about the S&P 500 this time. I'm talking about something like the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF. And as you can see, it has returned a 3.32% dividends last quarter as opposed to Vanguard S&P 500, which returned only 1.21%. And this is because the ETF contains all the dividend kings and aristocrats I spoke about earlier, regardless of their market capitalization. So instead of focusing on only one company and its dividends, I now have pieces of lots of different companies that will pay me dividends. Now, let's rate this. In terms of getting started, I'll give this a solid 1 out of 5. As all you really have to do is download an investing app, deposit some money, and buy a few dividend stocks, or in my case, buy a dividend ETF. Secondly, how much money do you need? Well, I'll give this a 2 out of 5, as you really don't need a lot of money to get started. But the real question here is, how easy is it to make $100 per week? I'll give this a solid 5 out of 5. Why? Well, let's do some basic math. As dividends are calculated on a yearly basis and are paid out at the end of each quarter, first we need to work out how much money you need to earn per year, which is pretty simple to do. There are 52 weeks in a year, so let's start by multiplying 100 by 52, which gives us $5,200. Now, let's say you invest in something like the Vanguard High Yield Dividend ETF with an annual return of 3.32%. In order to make $5,200 per year or $100 per week, you would need to invest a grand total of $156,627. Unless you're a crypto bro or you're killing it on YouTube, that's a lot of money. So let's move on to something else. Let's talk about real estate. You know, that mumbo jumbo that the boomers won't shut up about. I know it sounds tempting, but here's the deal. It's not all smooth sailing. First, you need to put up a hefty down payment, have a stellar credit score, and then there's the whole dance of finding a reliable tenant who will pay you regularly. And let's just say you manage to figure all this out. How about the ongoing maintenance? You can choose to manage this yourself, which will cost you your time, or you can choose to hire someone or a property manager to handle it, which of course will cost you even more money. So in terms of how hard it is to get started, I'll rate this a 4 out of 5. And in terms of how much money you need, it goes without saying, that's a solid 5 out of 5. But how easy is it to make $100 per week? Well, I'll rate this a 1 out of 5. I mean, if you manage to get the money to set this up, then it's smooth sailing from there. You can easily make $100 from rent. But hey, if the whole landlord scene feels like too much hassle, but you are hell-bent on hopping on the real estate wagon, there's actually another alternative for you. It's called the Real Estate Investment Trust, or REITs. These are essentially companies that invest in different types of properties like hotels, warehouses, and even shopping centers, and then they rent this out to people or organizations. And by law, these REITs are required to pay 90% of the rental income to shareholders in form of dividends. So how hard is it to get started with rates? Well, since you don't need to splash out a hefty deposit and you don't need to flex your credit score, I'll give this a 1 out of 5. And just like investing, all you really need to do is download an investing app, deposit some money, and buy a few REIT stock. How much money do you need? I'll give this a 2 out of 5, as you really don't need a lot of money to start investing in REITs. But how easy is it to make $100 per week? This I'll give a 5 out of 5, as you need a lot of money invested to really reap the benefit and make significant income. Number 3, Creatorpreneurship. It won't be a passive income video if I don't talk about the new buzzword in town, Creatorpreneurship. It basically means a content creator but with a business mindset. I guess people are tired of being cocky and calling themselves influencers. Now they call themselves creatorpreneurs. Oh well, but here's the scope. You might find that you love creating content, be it YouTube videos, Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, or whatever floats your boat. But the catch here is, how do you turn this hobby of yours into a legitimate passive income stream? To do this, you've got to think of your content creation passion as a business, not just a hobby. On one side, you can love creating content, but if you don't think of it as a business, it's just a hobby. Whereas, on the other side, if you solely focus on the business side, you're going to burn out even before making it a passive income stream. So, you want to tie both of these together. Take YouTube for example. Anyone can start a YouTube channel. All you need is a phone and an internet connection. That's the easy part. The hard part, and what turns this into a passive income stream, is actually how long you can keep doing it without seeing any returns. And this is where the business side comes in. Things like setting up processes, hiring, outsourcing, so that you can concentrate on producing quality content for as long as possible. Oh, and I get it, the grind is real. It took me about 2 months to get monetized, and it takes most people about a year of cranking out videos without making a dime before the money starts rolling in. But here's the kicker: if you can hustle through this initial grind, YouTube can be a gold mine of passive income. So, how hard is it to get started? Well, anyone could do it. All you need is a phone and an internet connection. Hence, I'll give this a solid 1 out of 5. But how much do you really need? I'll give this a 2 out of 5, whereas all you need is a phone and an internet connection, but eventually you will have to upgrade your gear if you really want to compete. And how easy is it to make $100 per week? I'll give this a 5 out of 5. If you choose the right niche and make videos that people want to watch, then you'll be rewarded with things like YouTube AdSense, sponsorship, and so on. Another passive income idea is for you to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Just kidding. But seriously guys, if you haven't already done so, please do like this video and share it with others, and consider subscribing to the channel. It helps the channel a lot and motivates me to put out even more videos. Thanks. Now back to the video. Another passive income idea you can start right after watching this video is affiliate marketing. This is where you promote someone else's goods or services and get a commission or a small percentage for doing this. It's like being a matchmaker for products and people. You promote stuff from others, and if someone buys something through your link, you get a percentage. Example of those are the links in my description. They take you to my Amazon storefront where you can find things like my filming gear and some of my favorite books. The best part is, it doesn't cost you any more money for buying any of these products through my link. So feel free to check out my store if you'd like to support the channel. Getting into affiliate marketing is easy. It literally takes less than 5 minutes to sign up for one. So I'll give this a 1 out of 5 for how hard it is to get started. In terms of how much money you would need, I'll also give this 1 out of 5, as you don't really need any money to become an affiliate of any business. But the hard part is building up an audience. To be able to make $100 per week from affiliate marketing, you have to build a large enough audience who are interested in buying stuff through your link. But don't be discouraged, because there are people actually earning a lot of money on this. On average, an affiliate marketer can earn up to $55,000 per year. All you need to do is drive a lot of traffic. So create some viral Instagram Reels, some viral TikTok videos. The more you share, the more you will make passively. But let's be real, keeping that traffic coming naturally is not a walk in the park. So I'll give this a solid 4 out of 5. Number 5 on our list is selling digital products, or you could say turning your expertise into a money-making machine. Yes, that's right. Because digital product is all about you and your unique proposition. What can you do fairly well or even better than most people? As a matter of fact, you don't need a groundbreaking idea of some sort. It can be what you do on a daily basis. Just have it packaged up as an ebook, a website theme, a preset, or even an app. The possibilities are basically endless. Take this YouTuber for example, Olio Online. Just in 2023 alone, he made $195,000 from selling digital products, mainly selling presets. And it does have some amazing ones. What's really impressive about this is that although it takes time to create this digital product, the costs are so low and it's pretty much passive income thereafter. So, in terms of starting, I'll give this a 1 out of 5, as you don't really need any money to get started. But the hard part is actually coming up with an idea that people will be willing to pay for. How much money do you need? Well, I'll give this a 3 out of 5. This is because it's based on the idea and packaging that you come up with. For example, if you want to build an app, or let's say create a website theme and you don't know how to code, then you would need to pay someone to do that for you. Also, you can choose to advertise your product, which means you would have to put out some more money as well. Finally, how easy is it to make $100 per week? I'll also give this a 3 out of 5, as you can make $100 relatively easy once you have an audience or a customer base. But before then, you either have to spend more time creating an audience by creating content, or you can just put it up on sites like Etsy where people can search for it. Number 6 is creating online courses. This is similar to selling digital products, but instead of packaging your expertise as an ebook or building a preset or website theme, you actually show people how to do these things for themselves. The way I like to think about this is that selling digital products is you giving fish to somebody, but creating an online course is similar to you teaching somebody how to fish. For example, instead of selling presets to people, you create a course that teaches people how to make their own custom presets. And this is very scalable because you only have to invest the time once in creating the course, and then it scales out from there, provided you have enough audience. So, in terms of starting, I'll give this a 1 out of 5, as you don't really need any money to get started. You just need your expertise. But again, just like selling digital products, the hard part is coming up with an idea that people will be willing to pay for. How much money do you need? Not much really. You just need to create a course and stick it on things like Skillshare or Udemy or your own personal website, but then you will need to drive traffic to your website. So I'll give this a 2 out of 5. Finally, how easy is it to make $100 per week? Well, once you have an audience or a good customer base, you can make $100 very easily depending on the prices of your courses. But I'll still give this a 3 out of 5, as you still have to spend some time creating an audience. So there you have it, 6 passive income streams to get the ball rolling, each with its own challenges and opportunities. And if you've tried any of this, I'm really curious to know about your experience. Do share in the comment below. And if you've got other passive income streams that you've worked on in the past, I'd love to hear about them as well. But one common theme with passive income is that you need a little bit of money to get started. So watch this video where I show you a couple of ways you should be saving money that might help you kick off your passive income idea. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.